YouTube, what is up? Today we are going to be doing Pickems for all of the regions. We're starting off with Americas. I'm only doing week 1 because I want to have more data when I do the other weeks. It makes sense. Okay, C9 against Lev should be relatively straightforward. Lev just need to get their map all sorted. C9 with the roster change, Lev should be heavy favorites. Then NRG against Loud. Loud are having visa issues. They've got map issues in terms of Ascent and Lotus being, in my eyes, an instant loss against most teams that know what they're doing. So I would have to say that NRG kind of have this being a map up. And again, most of Loud seem to be stuck in Ireland or something at the moment. So that's not great. We'll see what happens there. G2 against Evil Geniuses. This is this is probably the most 50-50 game so far. I would edge G2. I feel like Evil Geniuses are better once they have stuff to ante, and G2 have had a lot of time to cook stuff up. EG are definitely good for like a map, maybe even 2 maps here, to be honest, in terms of just trying something new, but I would back G2 in terms of just the original core, and I just think Leaf is too strong. So that's where I'm going with this one, but again, the closest match so far, 50-50. Sentinels against 100 Thieves. Sentinels without John QT in theory, hasn't got his visa, still in Morocco. Maybe if he comes back, they haven't had time to practice, which means 100 Thieves should be at least playing against a sub, or they're playing against a team that has no practice, and they've had 5 weeks to be been practicing and been prepping for this game. So heavy favorites for me, 100 Thieves here. Yeah, that's I mean, this will be a fun game no matter what. I think there's a lot of, if Curry plays instead of John QT, there is no pressure at all for Sentinels and a lot of pressure for 100 Thieves. So that could sway things a little bit, but we'll see. Furia against Crew is the last one. Both of these teams having changes in their roster. Some permanent, some just temp. And I think that Furia comes out on top. Nozwa's just very, very good. It is an upgrade. They didn't look great in terms of kickoff, but I think that's an upgrade, and I think that's kind of like the morale boost that they needed in terms of getting a new player. So I'm going to go with Furia for that one. Next we have, what is this? APAC. Okay. Global Esports against Zeta, the rematch. Oh, man. Both of these teams disappointed me. GE will change their bind, so that's good. So they'll actually be able to have like a normal best of 3 without being a map down. Zeta struggled on some maps, but they still overall looked better. So I would have to go with them. I'm really interested to watch this game because Global actually having a decent bind means that this should be a pretty good best of 3. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Team Secret against DRX. I'm gonna back Team Secret for this one. DRX a little bit weird. They added a new player. Don't really know what's happening role-wise. It's a 6-man roster at the moment. So in terms of what I've seen, Foxy struggles a little bit on the Viper. It might be something to do with that, but yeah, from what I've seen, Team Secret just looked really good, and they were kind of just 1 round away from actually making it. So I'm gonna back Team Secret with this one. Then we get the revitalized Bleed against Talon. Oh man, do I still have faith in Bleed? Talon looks really good, especially their first game. They looked very, very good. I think okay, I'm gonna, this is probably the riskier one. I'm gonna go with Bleed here. I just think that they have the firepower and they have the right pieces, and let's see if it works. Talon should be favorites for this, but I think the Bleed hit rock bottom, and I think they're on the bounce back. That's kind of where I'm going to be putting this one. I reckon the roles should be changed to make more sense. I think Scary's meant to be IGLing, which could be interesting. I don't know how good Zest English is. So, yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens here. But I'm going to go with Bleed. T1 versus Paper X. This is an absolute banger game. T1 looked so good. Paper X now get Jing in. I think this would just give them pure confidence, and they're just going to run it down. So 50-50 game, to be honest with you, because I think T1's really, really strong. T1 will probably win Lotus because that is floated. Then T1 is a map up. T1 would be a map up. No, I'm going to stick with the Jing thing, but I would not be surprised if T1 take this. I think on paper, actually, T1 probably makes most sense. But I think, again, just the vibes of having Jing back, I think everyone's going to be pumped for it. You can see that one going that way. But I think T1, no matter what, will win Lotus. Team Secret against RRQ, two teams that looked very close against Gen G. Both of them, similar story, one round away from beating Gen G. So this is like a 50-50 from what we've seen so far. I would have to back Secret just because they've... What's the difference? Like, what is... This is a 50-50. I'll back Envy for this one. That's all I can kind of give them. I think RRQ are legit, but I was going to back Envy as like the difference maker in this. That's pretty much all I've got, to be honest, to go off of. Global Esports against DRX. I would love to put Global on this one, but I don't think so. I think DRX should be fine here. I think Global might have a rough year, but I hope they prove me wrong. And then Gen G against Talon. Talon look good, but I don't think they look that good, whereas Gen G can just kind of turn up, and I just think their map pool is so deep that they should be fine here. And then T1 against Detonation Focus Me. T1 should run away with this. Okay, not too bad. What have we got next? EMEA is next. A-Corp against Giants, and I'll be going with Giants. I'll be going with K-Corp. Giants obviously having a change up of players, and I just don't think it's enough time. I didn't like some of their defaults they've been doing. And yeah, I just think it's not enough time. Even though K-Corp, I worry for them a little bit, especially just for this game more than anything, just being like coming back and then having to play a lot, and maybe not getting the results that they wanted, but I know that the coaching stuff is good and they'll be able to change stuff up enough. Hopefully for this game, I could see them losing this game, and then they get they kind of get everything in line for the next games. But I would say they've got enough here to win them this game. But Giants have the good chance of being K-Corp just because of the amount of demos that they've shown and the fact that their strats seem very consistent for Anti. Koi and Liquid. This is hard because Koi have a very high ceiling and a really low floor, and Liquid should be consistent, but they looked so bad in this game as well. I mean, both of these teams look kind of bad overall. I'm going to go with Liquid for this one. I feel like in terms of it, Liquid know that they should be performing better. And I think that's just what I'm going to go off of. The fact is just like they always seem to start their year bad and then bounce back, and I'm hoping for their sakes it's the same. I really am. So let's go with that one. Na'Vi against Vitality, and this is a close one. I'm gonna go with Na'Vi for this one. I'm excited to see Trex in with the new team, but I think I just have to back Na'Vi for this one. But if Vitality start by winning this game, oh my god, they're gonna have such a good year. So that would be pretty cool to see. But again, honestly, these three games are relatively close 50-50 wise. Maybe, I mean, yeah, they really are. And then Fnatic against Heretics. Fnatic would and should be winning this just because of Heretics having roster issues in terms of Woot not having a visa, and Miniboo has to attend school for some of this. So I think Weber's going to be playing, or maybe they can sort it out, but it's still going to be like swapping 6 players. So yeah, that one should be relatively hard. So yeah, it should be Fnatic taking this. And nice first game for Fnatic as well. Take down one of the bigger teams while they're weak. That's a good start for them. Team Liquid against Foot. I have to go with Foot. I imagine they're going to go back to the KO stuff that was working, and Liquid just, again, didn't impress me. So I can't in my right mind click this. Foot just should, at least from what we've seen, should be winning this. But again, things can change. But if Foot lean heavier into the KO, they got this all day. If they don't, I think it should be a relatively close game. BBL against Gentlemates, and I'm going to go for Gentlemates on this one. BBL, some of their stuff looked a little bit too readable once they'd shown some maps, and I think that worries me. And Gentlemates, yeah, I think Gentlemates should take this. This is close. I swear, a lot of these EMEA games are actually really close this week, so this should be pretty fun. But I'm going to stick with Gentlemates. I think they have the edge on this one from what I've seen from BBL. And that leaves us with, where is it? Leaves us with China. Billy against Tai Lu. Billy should be fine. They got a new coach in, and they actually look better than I thought they were going to be looking. So there is that one. Wolves against Titan. Wolves had that close game against EDG. What? Wolves against Titan. I'm gonna go with Wolves for this one. I think they can I think they can do this. I kind of believe in Wolves. Then we got Dragon Ranger against All Gamers. Dragon Ranger looked good. All Gamers didn't look too good. EDG against JDG. Oh, JD Gaming. EDG should be taking this. I want to say JD Gaming can take this. Oh, sorry, JD Gaming can take this, but it's just like their so I only watched a few of their games, but their mid-rounding was not the one. There was a lot of times where they looked lost in the mid-rounding, so I have to go for EDG here. Trace should be fine against Nova, even though Nova looked a lot better than actually I originally thought. Wolves against FPX. Wolves with time off and FPX just going to a LAN and coming back. I think I'm gonna back Wolves on this one. They're probably the team that might really wreck my Pickems here in terms of China, but that is what we're gonna go for. So we're gonna be doing highlights of games as well. So let me know in the comments what is like the most hyped game this week, so that we can do highlights on it from for the channel. Thank you so much for all the subs. Thank you for all the likes, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.